All right. So I don't see any timer. That's a good thing. No timer. Cool. Okay, so welcome to the JS Core Dev Q1 and Q2 of 2018 update. The JS Core Dev team basically is responsible for building JS IPFS, JS Peer-to-Peer, and JS IPLD. The goal of building a JavaScript implementation of IPFS is really to have a way to pave the path for the web to land on the web platform. And what does this really look like? It kind of like feels like slaying dragons over and over again that we keep finding on browsers. Every week there's something new that we discover. It's like, oh, the browser doesn't do this, doesn't do that. Oh, we have to work around it. But good news are we are more prepared than ever. We have a full functional agile team. Again, the JS Core Dev team that is responsible for IPFS, IPLD, and Peer-to-Peer. All of our work is tracked through very well-groomed waffle boards for each part of the project. And we have documented it all, so it's very welcoming for community contributors or new team members that want to get started and start contributing. We also label all of our issues with their difficulty and their priority, so that external partners understand what we are shooting for first. And we label issues also with help wanted if there are actually good things for newcomers to check it out and try contribute to the project. To support the growth and and increase the development pace, we started doing weekly stand-ups, and we can see more and more people joining the development and participating on these weekly stand-ups. Essentially, the goal is to just communicate what we have done every week, really raise the alert if someone got blocked, and present what we think it's best to work next. Like, what are our goals for next week? If there is some adjustment to be made, we can either do it on the call, like just readjust the priorities, or we can do it on a later call during the week. We also use some of this time to just answer people's questions if they are blocked on something, or very importantly, because we are a distributed team, we don't typically get the time to do the pair programming in person. We now volunteer and offer people pair programming sessions over video, so that if someone wants to learn some deep part of the stack, they can just raise that during one of these calls, and we'll schedule one during the week. What this translated to was like a huge productivity boost. Like, we keep seeing the number of PRs close, PRs open, PRs closed, and issues closed, increasing over time. And fun thing is, like, if we kind of eyeball like a linear regression here, we can see that like all of the indicators tell us that the productivity of this team is going to go to the moon. Like, it's going very fast. Also to, again, support project growth, we revamped our guidelines for the JavaScript projects to help contributors be aligned with what are the expectations to create a good PR, to understand why the code is organized in such a way. And very importantly, something that we are super excited and has been working pretty well is the tech lead and lead maintainer protocol. Before, a lot of the PR review and merging and releasing was blocked in one person. Right now, we have like lead maintainers, different lead maintainers for each piece in the JS ecosystem. Here's the faces of people like taking that responsibility right now, and that basically means like a lot of people get their PRs reviewed, merge faster, released faster, and that contributed to that increase in productivity. Multiple people have been asking me if I could do a session, perhaps Wednesday, on like team coordination and like all of the learnings that the JS team has been getting from all of these experiments on managing multiple people. If you are interested, give me a thumbs up now so that I can propose it. Okay, I see quite a few hands. Awesome, cool, I'll propose it. And yeah, so we shipped a ton of features from like S3 backends to private networks to like better APIs, full Electron support, main process, browser process, everything. And all of these features came in multiple releases throughout the 2 quarters. JS IPFS saw 2 like significant releases, 28 and 29. JS Peer-to-Peer saw some more, and JS IPLD saw other releases as well. Breaking news, we are going to do another release today. We are going to do it with everyone and record it. So like, wait for the afternoon. It's going to be awesome. everything is ready, and this one brings like the pinning API that everyone loves from GoIPFS to the browser. It brings MFS so that you can do things like NPM on IPFS on just IPFS, and many other bug fixes and improvements. One of we always, every time that we do a release, we kind of like just hit the drums and like tell the whole world, all of our contributors, all of our community that the release is happening. And one of the comments we got on the 0.28 release was that one of our users said, "I don't think the whole world knows how awesome this is yet." And we kind of agree. Like we need to like broadcast more, tell the world how exciting IPFS and IPFS in the browser is. So to help that, we started like polishing and creating more examples, tutorials, so that people can like understand how to work with IPFS and the web, both for just IPFS and just peer-to-peer. We also started documenting the architecture of the stack so that people understand how all of these modules piece together. We improved our API docs. So API docs now not only have the function signatures, they also have examples and they describe the data types. And also, in addition to that, we are creating a full web page just for the JS project. So this is going to be like a really big thing because it's an awesome entry point for everyone to understand how to work with just IPFS. It will list all the exciting features with really cool illustrations. It will have a getting started section so that people can get very quickly their hands on just IPFS. It will have an embedded apps section. So instead of like being a video here, what it's going to be is actually apps that you can play with right on the browser, because after all, it's all JavaScript. And so you'll be able to explore like blockchain graphs on the just IPFS webpage, do video streaming, and many other things. Also, we will highlight users of IPFS, like apps that are being built with just IPFS. Like list the publications and talks, like all the talks that we've been delivering at conferences and demos and so on. And also very important, and this is like really exciting, the jest.ipfs.io webpage comes with a service worker gateway. What does this mean? It means like there is a just IPFS node running as a service worker, capturing all of the requests that are made to this webpage. And instead of going to some server somewhere, it captures and uses IPFS to fetch the content and respond back on the same HTTP request. That means like there is no HTTP request going outside of the browser. It goes from the web page to the service worker, IPFS network, gets the content, replies back. And the content can come. So yeah, like this is super exciting. Like, yeah. And so you can try it now. You can go to the jest.ipfs.io repo. Like the code is there, works pretty well. Essentially, what we are just finishing up is really the content of the web page and like the illustrations and so on. So as for short-term goals, what we want really to focus on, we have been like focusing on examples, getting people onboarded, supporting the team, etc. But right now, what we need to do is get the connectivity magic that everyone expects from IPFS. It is still challenging for some users to like go and try just IPFS and have to learn a little bit of the protocol to go around some hoops that are still there. We want to solve that for the users so that they have that Go IPFS experience when they install it on a terminal and they do an IPFS cat, and Go IPFS just like figures it out, if it can, of course, like if it can go through all the nats and so on. So that's like going to be the big focus of Q3, and of course publish the JSIPFS.io to tell the whole world about how awesome it is. So yeah, this is my project update. Happy to answer questions. Thank you so much for your time. Any questions? I don't see any hands. You have a question?
What does soon mean for the JSIPFS website?
I'm shooting for this month.
Sweet.
Yeah. So, yeah, essentially a lot of things are there.
Another question?
Yeah.
Tutorials and videos and so on?
Yeah.
It would be great to have a session on making those and like just kind of talk through how you guys make them and get other good groups into that practice too. I think it would be really useful.
Sounds good. Oh, totally. So, okay, so the first question was when the just.ipfest.io website will be launched, and my answer was hopefully this month. We are shooting to get it this month. The second question was, can we get a session around writing tutorials and demos so that other groups on the IPFest community can also learn from it and create their own tutorials for their own parts of the project. I'm totally down for that, and I guess like Rob would also love to like work a little bit on that. He says yes, yeah. Totally. So yeah, we can either do as a work unit later today or as an on-conf session and just present what we have been doing so far. It's good. Any other questions? Okay, I guess you're ready. Thank you. Thank you.